Hello everyone. It's now wait a minute. Oh yeah, I did do an introduction regular. Oh yeah, today is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025 at 11:08 p.m. at night. So, yeah, I don't remember if I did any video introducing the date, but um oh yeah, I don't remember, but I did upload videos earlier. So, it's been day 5 of my phone data plan, and it's been day 5 of my phone data plan, and I already used up probably over 14 gigabytes already out of 50. And I was supposed to try to use my personal plan. Well, my personal intent was to use like by the time of May 23rd, since that would have been about 15 days after the 8th, trying to split everything in half. My intent was to have under 25 gigabytes of usage before the 23rd, and because of the Wi-Fi not working at this hotel, that's why I used up so much. But it doesn't look like my intended plan was gonna work out. I'm just hoping that I don't run out of the 50 gigabyte plan, and also have to get 10 more gigabytes for $10, and then can't get any more, and then run out by June 8th. That's one thing I'm scared of. So sometime, I don't remember, excuse me, later this month I have another, I guess, follow up dentist appointment. Um so um but I'm glad that the abscess tooth that got pulled, it still has a hole, but it feels like the hole is slowly but surely closing up, and it seems like it's healing. So, well, I'm too tired to even talk. But by it being nighttime, I could use up the least amount of phone data, you know. So maybe people didn't know, but the more recent video before this one, regular video that I publicized, I got more videos, but I can't upload them until I get Wi-Fi. Um, so I have the two different videos. The one with the inside view of the ferry, um, from when I rode inside of the ferry at the bottom. It seemed like people didn't pay much attention to that one. But the second or more recent video that I uploaded, the one the outside view, that one got like more quote unquote attention. More likes, views, whatever. But I don't know if people weren't aware, or they didn't know, or they probably just felt like they preferred the outside view because they see more on the outside rather than from the inside. But I try to do like both versions. And I did something like this in 2023. I don't remember if it was October, November, or December of 2023. And I think I did the outside version first. And and then the inside version later on, you know. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. My experience, with riding the ferry today. So, excuse me. So last night, thanks y'all so much for the help for the more hotel nights and food and whatever I need to keep myself afloat and to survive. Um, as I said, the more they keep illegally swatting me and causing me more fake criminal records, um, that's the less, that's the more and more blacklisted that I'm gonna be. I'm already blacklisted, so that's the more fake. I mean, that's the less job opportunities and housing that I could get, and more that y'all blocking me from. For me to have something, a false crimes on my record that I'm innocent of that I never committed. And if that's on my record, that's going to make it harder for me to get jobs. That's another reason how I know that the stalkers, um, they really want for me to, do sex work. And they keep harassing me. They want to sex traffic me. And I can't believe that. Why would they target me for sex trafficking if everyone wants to say I'm so ugly and unattractive that nobody wants me? And I thought I was too old. And Fake Darnell himself tried to say, "Oh, you're too old." Excuse me, you're too old to sex traffic. So I'm just here to torture you or harass you at this point or something. He said. But I'm about to be 42 very soon. And it's a little over 3 months. Um, I don't know if to say um approximately 3.5 months. My brain ain't working right today, but yeah, but I mean right now because I'm so tired. I didn't get to sleep that great last night, so last night I yeah, so the stalkers, I cannot get permanent housing or jobs or anything like that as long as they keep doing this to me. But anyway, last night, it was late last night, 10 something. Um, I'm like, why is almost everything to order, tacos, burgers, and pizza? Why can't, because it seems like the healthier stuff closes early. You know, the healthier stuff closes early. So later at night, you're left with nothing but the junk. Excuse me. So I called myself trying to get me something cheaper, even though it's not nutritious, and I felt upset, at myself that I got like I think it was the day before or a couple of days before I got Wingstop, and last night I got Taco Bell, and well, I had a $3.76 credit because the Wingstop didn't have my brownie. It was supposed to be a buy one get one free brownie, and they probably ran out of brownies. Um, so, but anyway, excuse me. Well, I tried cinnamon rolls or whatever at the mall in Pensacola before, and I didn't like them. So they had the little small little Cinnabon thingy with the cream in the middle. I tried that for the first time from Taco Bell. None of my food was hot or warm. Like everything was room temperature. But the chicken burrito was a little bit warm. I got that whatever was it deluxe cravings or deluxe box or something. And excuse me. So I got that and the Doritos. It came with like a chicken. Um, what was it? A chicken. Some kind of chicken burrito and Doritos Locos Taco and a regular crunchy taco and a drink and the cinnamon twist all for like well probably would have cost it cheaper than 10 something if it wasn't on Uber Eats, but yeah, I think it was 10 something. And then I wanted to try out the Cinnabon thingies, those little bites, they were so good, but I just wish the temperature was fresh and hot. I would like to try those again. But I felt ashamed of eating Taco Bell because the Illuminati fake fast food, you know. Excuse me. Excuse me. So now the Uber Eats person pretended like as if it was a guy posing as a quote unquote cute female with a name very similar to the singer Aaliyah's name, you know. And then it was a young guy that looked like he was under 20 years old. Excuse me. I cracked the door open to prepare for them to come and bring me my food. And like what we talked about in the live stream last night, the boy um sat my stuff on the floor and it was just in a box with no extra protective bag or nothing. He put my bare food in a box, that the box that the meal comes in. He put it on that and the drink on the floor, and I cussed him from A to Z. And I called him an asshole to his face. You know. Excuse me. So yeah, like he pretended to play it off. How is it that 2 nights in a row, whether it be Uber Eats or DoorDash, y'all perk me like this? By putting my stuff on the floor on purpose. And the other guy, they both were Hispanic, but the guy from the Wingstop order the other day pretended like he didn't understand English or whatever. And then this guy, he tried to make a fake excuse. Excuse me, because they, when I say hand it to me or meet me at my door, they sit my stuff on the floor and then don't even knock or nothing, and I catch them hurry up and cowardly running. And sometimes, like with the Uber Eats and DoorDash, sometimes they will send kids to do it. You know. Excuse me. So I mean, not every DoorDash or Uber Eats, but every once in a while. But today I was already out. So on my way towards here, you know, I had, dinner before coming back because, um, excuse me, I think it was because I ate so late last night because I didn't get help till later. And, I ate so late last night and, I couldn't get to sleep that great until after 4 o'clock this morning. And then I think I went down to breakfast at about 8:45, but first I got my keys renewed. Excuse me, and got another night here. And my hips were hurting, and I wasn't sure on whether or not I should just rest and relax for the day or go out and about and run my errands. So my hips were hurting so bad. even a little bit after breakfast. You know, like last night, my hips were hurting so bad that I nearly cried trying to bend down to pick up trash to put it in the trash can and gather and organize the trash in this room. You know, ooh. So I have my head propped up on three pillows because even tonight it feels like I'm experiencing like serious, like some bad GERD, acid reflux, and heartburn symptoms. You know, excuse me. So this morning I had, you know, the usual eggs, sausage, and peanut butter, and I had one little cup of juice and the other little cup of lemonade. I mean, apple juice and the other cup of lemonade, and then I had two smaller bowls of frosted flakes. I know, trying to have some variety rather than eating the same thing every day. But excuse me. So then I went back upstairs, and at the last minute, I guess I decided maybe I should go like get my mail today. So I went to go get my mail, and um I thought of to try to go to visit the deceased family members and show y'all their resting place. But they closed pretty early, you know. Excuse me. So um I they closed pretty early. So I went, I didn't realize, yeah, it took 2 hours and four buses to get to, from a one way trip, 2 hours and four buses to go get my mail. And then, you know, thankfully, they got my mail right away, and I was able to, like, within 10 minutes, the bus came back around, and I was the first time in a long time that I was able to take the bus back around rather than having to wait another hour or so for the bus to come back. So I was able to catch the bus in time, catch up with the bus in time before so I could go back to, you know, coming back over, well, not exactly over here, but so then um I hate the downtown New Orleans library, but I had to use the bathroom, and I tried to ask to go upstairs, and they had a janitor that was kind of rude to me, and because I had difficulty understanding um by him, and he was had an attitude and was flashing subtle devil horns hand signs. He was kind of subtle with flashing the devil horns, when pointing, and he was rude to me. But they had a couple of people that had that, went out of their way to help. But then once I got upstairs, they had another librarian that was extremely rude when I tried to ask for where the bathroom was, because like the upstairs bathrooms are cleaner than the ones downstairs. Excuse me. So I just went to use the bathroom, and then it was a pain in the ass trying to juggle between whatever bus and streetcar downtown because of all this fake construction and whatever they're doing. Excuse me. And then I went in some place to go eat some like cheaper Chinese food for lunch, and I had some water, Chinese food and water, and then I saw that they had a little snowball mobile van or whatever, and so that was a big snowball for $4. So I got it. Excuse me, it was good. Um, and like, what's the difference between a snowball and if I would have got bought me a soda or lemonade or something? So don't jump at me. You know, if I would have got a 20-ounce soda or a lemonade or something, that probably would have cost the same price. Excuse me. So I mean that was pretty big, for $4, and that was the first time it was a sour apple flavor. I'm like I had never heard of or tried that flavor. I don't think for the snowballs or snow cones or whatever. And it was pretty warm, warm outside today. I'm not sure how warm it got, but they say it's supposed to be in the 90s and 100s later on this week. You know, excuse me, and I already feel like, it's about time for me to ditch that so-called camo jacket. Stop, you idiot! See, there's a loud car passing by. um, see, the moment I said camo, yeah, yeah, or that, hunting whatever looking jacket. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to donate that jacket. You know, it might be this week, or I don't know if it might be colder next week. I don't know this fake schizophrenic weather. Excuse me. So I'm like, wow, I can't believe it's getting warmer again. Because all those cold days, and it's May, and it will still have cold nights. Like in the doggone 60s, like 64 degrees and stuff. So I'm glad winter is over, and I had another traumatizing winter, and feeling like I can't believe that it is spring. My favorite month is May, and my favorite season is spring. You know, excuse me. But it seems like Pensacola weather, their heat, I can tolerate, but New Orleans heat is borderline between Pensacola and Bloomington, Texas. You know, when I first got to Bloomington, Texas, it was April and cold. You know, excuse me, and then that heat after May or June, the heat just randomly snuck up on me, and like it would be like 106 degrees outside, and if I'm outside past 3 minutes, I'd be afraid the sun would blind me, and I would be afraid that I'm about to die of overheat, you know. And they had heat advisory every day during the summer in Bloomington, and there was nothing to do and nowhere to go. And so the stalkers would harass me, talking about me laying in bed all day. Um, how are you gonna harass me, telling me about laying in bed all day when y'all send people to hit me with direct energy weapons to cause me um severe vertigo so bad that I can't even function, I can't even sleep. I'm feeling afraid I'm gonna die. And I even had to go to the emergency room one time, and the fake paramedics treated me with abuse, severe abuse. Excuse me. So, and then they would squeeze my organs so much, like every day, every time I try to take a shower. Every day. And it's like I couldn't stay there long term because I'm like, they are killing me up in there. At that time, I was like, they're killing me up in here. You know, and the attacks weren't as bad the direct energy attacks weren't as bad when I got that fake apartment in Pensacola. I was so upset being forced to have to smell weed and cigarettes and hear loud music all day, every day from perps, fake crusty perp neighbors and stuff. You know, and that's another reason why I can't even have permanent housing, because if I get a permanent home and they torture me with direct energy weapons trying to kill me, and that's why they say that a TI can't stay in the same place for a long time. Excuse me, targeted individual can't stay in the same place for a long time, you know. So yeah, I had the snowball, and I wasn't sure if we were allowed to eat on the ferry or not. So I had the snowball before getting on the ferry. Excuse me. And then I rode the ferry. And then after riding the ferry, I went and sat down and used the Wi-Fi for a bit, trying to upload some videos, and the Wi-Fi was acting wishy-washy. And I'm feeling like I hope I got all my screenshots and everything uploaded, you know. And I got the videos uploaded, but then, I had to get more videos after, walking away, my perk walks and stuff. So, excuse me, the fake streetcar operator was very rude to me. I don't know if he was rude to everybody. Um, and then took the I took I had to walk a nice long walk, and then I took the bus. Um, and then finally I went to get dinner, and then I came over here. Excuse me, and I came and I took my shower, and then I listened to the first four chapters of First Timothy. I, well, I probably shouldn't publicize to tell y'all, oh yeah, I prayed today. But then they have people, abusive, fake Christian narcissists, be like, that's because you're going through what you're going through. That's because you don't pray, or that's because you don't read your Bible, or that's because you haven't been praying. That's because you haven't been doing this or doing that. Why do I need to prove myself to y'all who don't care about me? You know, so yeah, I wish I had some coconut oil. I mean, I do have coconut oil, but the brand that I'm using, I don't know if it's safe to eat. But I've been using it for my hair, but I don't know if it's safe to eat. But yeah, I don't know if it's leftover from the previous night or what, but I'm got my hair propped up on three pillows and still feeling heartburn and acid reflux GERD symptoms kind of bad, you know. Excuse me. So it felt funny and odd to finally get to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner again, like, you know, because I had been accustomed to having no lunch, dealing with the stalkers trying to order me around and tell me what to do and try to police how many meals they think I should be eating, and then trying to control me and stuff. So, um, when I got off of the Jackson Esplanade bus, um, They had a fake crusty perp that was purple with the red shirt, and it looked like he had a Raising Cane's t-shirt. And I was already sitting towards the front, so when I got off, he hurried up and ran towards the bus, the front doors of the bus, and he blocked. I mean, he even not only blocked me trying to get out off the bus, but he even tried to block the doors, you know. And then after, and then he gave me like a rude gesture and rude mannerisms and rude attitude, and he was in my way on purpose, and then got an attitude, you know. And then they had a perp that looked kind of like a teenager. He damn near hit me with his freaking bike. You know, like looked like he was renting one of those bikes. You know, one of those blue downtown city bikes. He was renting one of those, and he nearly hit me with that bike. You know, um, and I had to deal with so many arm out the window, elbow out the window, mainly the arm out the window, more than the one headlighters and all that today. You know, I had more arm and elbow out the window and arm raised up more than anything today. You know, um, but I saw some one headlighters, red car, whatever, crazy, whatever, perp shit, whatever. You know, um. So yeah, after listening to the Bible, praying, and taking my shower after eating, I pushed myself to write a fiction short story. You know, so excuse me, I have $51.47 left in the bank after the donations, and yeah, as I said, I'm terrified of them illegally swatting me again. They're threatening me, and like the way I'm feeling, I'm so tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night, and I'm just too tired to deal with being harassed and them messing with the live stream and messing with me. That's why I'm doing a regular video and not a live stream tonight. I'm sorry, y'all. So I'm excuse me. That's why I'm doing just a regular video tonight. So I mean, I wish I could have help with more nights of hotel. Well, I'm gonna have to. I'm hoping to not have to be on the streets tomorrow. But I'm like, what am I supposed to just ask for hotel room every day? Um, or suffer out on the streets every day and having who knows what to happen to me, you know? Excuse me. So with the ferry thing, um, yeah. So I have $51.47 in the bank and probably still 3 cents in coins. So if I had help with 75 more dollars, that could help make ends meet for another night here. You know, so but if not, then I'll have to suffer out on the streets and be attacked. If you, I mean, keep me in y'all prayers. Excuse me. And after the letters that I wrote, so it was 17 people. I mean, 17 emails that blocked and rejected me. And the rest ignored me. Like, how the hell you email 80 people and you either get blocked or ignored, and no one come to your aid or rescue you, and they try to falsely make it like I was spamming. Well, how come other people can send mass email, like send the same email to multiple people, you know? But they had one time I sent an email to at least 200 people in the so-called TI community and got ignored by everyone except maybe one or two people. This was back in probably 2019, 20, or 21, one of those years. Excuse me. So, yeah, if I could have help with 75 additional dollars plus this 51, all that combined would be enough for another night. But tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah, so it still should be the same price. But Thursday or Friday, I might have to suffer on the streets, or if I do get help with hotel, um, it's hard to find a cheaper one without a deposit. Excuse me. And it's not right, and they're forcing me to live like this. It's so hard. Um, but if I stayed here long enough, I'm pretty sure that they would, you know, have gang stalkers to set up shop to do their attacks to force me out of here. The perps won't allow me to stay in the same place for their version of what it means to be too long. You know, so that they won't let me have permanent housing or have a job for long or nothing. Excuse me. And then they want me to blame myself, or they try to blame me. So with the ferry, um, excuse me, um, I got yelled at for getting up too early or whatever. They yelled at me and tried to forcefully order me to sit back down. And I'm like, oh, was my first time in about over a year and a half of taking the ferry. And like, I did not take the ferry at all in 2024 at all. And then about a month or two ago, I tried to take the ferry, and they wanted to search my bags. And it was a black man that was working. He complained to a white passenger, and the white guy sided with him. And they try to make like I'm out of my mind and crazy for refusing to let them search my bags. And because of my OCD and everything. That's why I felt extremely violated when even Friday when they were digging through my bags when I got illegally swatted and wrongfully arrested and thrown in jail. Excuse me. And I just feel all kinds of violated. Feel like all my belongings is contaminated and dirty and filthy. And and so excuse me, today, I waited until, I was in the hotel room and so I could leave my belongings here and then just take a small little bag to put, a few items in, like a few of my valuables in, and then, excuse me, take the ferry. And they didn't even check my bag. And then I saw they had a homeless white man. They checked that man's bags and they made him pull over to the side. It was a black man that had multiple bags and was dressed really nice, and they didn't check his bags. So I'm like, oh, so they only want to check the bags of people who appear to be homeless, right? you know, excuse me. So, I mean, like, we had more, like, even in 2017, 18, 19, those ferries, we had more freedom, and I miss those big, huge ferries where you could bring your car on the ferry. And back in the 90s and stuff, you used to get to ride the ferry for free and stay on all day. And you didn't, I mean, and you could stay on the ferry all day without having to get off, you know, excuse me. Or you could ride the bus all day with the all day pass. You could ride the bus and you don't have to get off. But now, if you have an all day pass and you get on the bus, and if you say you're gonna try to, you ask if you could ride, like say if I had missed the bus to go to the Harvey Library, right? Excuse me, and then if I'm already on the West Bank, if I ask, if that next bus is going that's going to Harvey got to go across the river first and then come back, the bus driver would get mad at me or get an attitude with me if I ask, well, could I take the bus across the river and just ride around and then come back to you when you get to Harvey? They get really mad, you know. So I'm like, oh, you expect me to sit at the terminal until you come back? Excuse me. I mean, you know, but sometimes I have no choice but to be downtown New Orleans. But when I have to deal with the streetcars and buses and certain places downtown, it's black folks that's extra fucking rude. You know, make me hate, really make me hate it. Excuse me. Um, but the RTA bus drivers are more vicious and rude and cruel than the Jefferson Parish bus drivers. But they can have their moments where they can be pretty cruel and rude too, you know. Especially if they're ghetto, narcissistic, fake satanic, fake crusty perps, you know. Um, but it's like, yeah. So it's 11:49 p.m. at night. As I said, like I don't even know of a permanent solution of what I could do, you know. And so many people try to tell me how to make myself suffer more or be more uncomfortable, rather than, I mean, I can't even get a permanent place to live. They got me wrongfully banned from the shelters and multiple hotels, motels. Like they keep me on the streets on purpose to make it easier to illegally swat me. And they're getting more dangerous. Fake Darnisha, fake Darnell is going to try. He's trying to have me killed. And the stalkers know the truth, but they love trying to rewrite history and make a fake, false narrative about me. You know, trying to make me look bad. I can't believe people like that actually exist. Um, you know. So speaking of mail, I'm pretty sure it had been like over a month or a month and a half since I last went to get my mail, and all I had was two pieces of mail from Medicaid, and they were talking about they were saying I had a letter that said that I'm approved, and it was a letter that they sent from May 3rd of this year. And I'm like, wait a minute, approved? You know, I thought that I was only, I was told that, I mean, last month when I went to the dental visit, I was told for Medicaid that all I'm eligible for is birth control. Remember I told y'all that? Excuse me. And now this after from way July last year, they're just now sending me Medicaid information talking about um that I'm approved or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm really tired. Keep me in your prayers. I'm about to get off, and I don't know if it might be after midnight by the time the video uploads.